here's the tools you're going to need to do this install. It's a 2mm T-Allen or Allen wrench, some MX6 or equivalent thermal compound, a Phillips head screwdriver, and on some of them I actually have a larger Phillips head screwdriver. Obviously not this length, but this is what I had. And then for cleaning, some Q-tips, paper towels, and some alcohol. Alright everybody, well, today I'm going to demonstrate how to remove the heatsink and fan from a Gekkoaxe GT, and then we're going to install the Thermalright AXP90. This is a X53, but an X57 will work as well. So, all right, we'll get started. We'll take the fan and the heatsink off. Okay, we're going to unplug this. I'll put this off to the side. Okay, next we're going to remove the heatsink. All right. That out of the way. Okay, let's clean this up. Makes it easier if you use some Q-tips. Q-tips and alcohol. All right, after we clean this up, put this off to the side, and then we're going to install our brackets onto our heatsink. So in your GT kit, you've gotten 2 of these, and they're going to be mounted with the curved side in. Okay, so let's do that real quick. I've also found that if you just start them just a little bit, it makes it easier to install as well. And I like to go back and forth. Tighten a little bit, go to the next one. Tighten a little bit, go to the next one. Until they're all snug. Okay, now that that is installed, we'll put this off to the side just for a second. So we're going to add our MX7. Now remember, you just need a pea-size amount. A little bit goes a long way. So in your kit, and I like to do this with the fan facing me, the fan output. You notice you have the little spacers. We're going to put these spacers on top. Just makes it easier to install onto the GT. So now we're just going to line this up like so, and then the hardware kit, we'll just put those in and we'll get this installed. Again, you don't need to over tighten. Okay, now that's installed. I'd like to check to make sure the clearance here, that none of the fan inputs are touching the heatsink, and they're not. So let's go ahead and we'll install onto the new stand. All right, now we're going to install the miner now onto the GT stand. So what I've found, which makes it nice because the Gekkoaxe has the 2 fan inputs. So a little bit, I kind of force this cable in. It gives it that clean look. And then we're going to come back out. So I want to try and hide this excess. And then on that, you're going to see a main and a sub. We're going to connect this fan to the main. Okay, I'm going to leave this out for a second. And then the fan we took off, we're now going to use that as the rear fan. In your kit, we're going to install this fan. And then we're going to install this fan on the rear. You notice a little cutout on the bottom. So we're going to, that excess wiring is going to go. So we're going to put this, and we're going to plug this into the sub part of this fan. Like so. And now that the fans are installed, we'll mount and align this with the top holes. So there's 2 pins, and we're going to position the harness, which I'll show you in a second. So as you can see, we're going to move that cable to the kind of the one side away from the fan connectors to ensure proper fit. Now I'm going to put this upside down, and we're just going to actually do some cable management before we install the bottom cover. So we have our Allens. 2mm T-wrench. Tighten these down. We'll flip it back over. Now we're ready to mount our top screws. To make sure the miner is secured. Like so. Now we've properly installed. All of our wiring is tucked away. If you want, we can actually put some of that excess underneath. ensure we're form fit. And there we go.